Hello everybody, Kite562 here with a video for the Halloween 2025 season. So whether you're binging all the bloody gory 80s horror classics or just relaxing with an eerie Vincent Price film, I've got something special for you tonight. I'm counting down my top 10 Junji Ito story collections because after spending years of rereading and rereading these, I feel like I got a pretty good grasp on their tone, characters, and creepy brilliance. Alright, so let's dive in, but before all that, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the content on this channel. I'm your host Kite562 of Kite562 Books and Manga Reviews, so let's get down with my top 10 Junji Ito short story collections. So for number 10, it's Gyo. I like Gyo as a fun, schlocky kind of read. It's wild, chaotic, and honestly a bit gross in all the right ways. But there's one thing that still bugs me after all these years, and that's Kiori, Tadashi's fiancée. I know it's kind of petty, but the way she constantly nags him about brushing his teeth before the real horror even kicks in, it just stuck with me after all this time, in the worst way. Her moments early on were a bit much. Still, Gyo is a bizarre fun and totally worth the read if you're into Ito's weirder side. So let's get on with number 9. Number 9, The Liminal Zone. Now, this one's a four-story collection, but I honestly only really like two of them, Madonna and Slumber. Madonna is set in a religious school with a seriously creepy principal who believes our protagonist is the reincarnation of the Virgin Mary, and once the wife finds out, brutal chaos. Slumber is about a guy who thinks he's committed a murder in his sleep, and then starts noticing his room changing when he's not looking. Really eerie, but I do recommend you read this story collection, The Liminal Zone. But as for the other two, Weeping Woman Way and Spirit Flow of Aokigahara were a bit too predictable still. If you can find this one at your local library, it's worth checking out. Number 8, Love Sickness. The main story in this volume is fantastic. It starts with a simple game of fortune telling and spirals into something grotesque and ghastly, with some real urban legend energy. The bonus stories, The Rib Woman and The Mansion of Phantom Pain, were really cool to read and great for art referencing too. That said, the Hikizuri siblings, those two stories, Narumi's boyfriend and The Seance, honestly felt like they belonged in their own spin-off volume, or their own story collection itself. So, they're Junji Ito's twisted take on the Addams Family, in my opinion. But they didn't mesh with the tone of the main volume for me. Also, the last story, Memories of Real Poop, felt like something Mr. Ito remembered randomly one day and said, yeah, sure, let's throw that in. Number 7, Uzumaki. Okay, please, don't come at me with your pitchforks and torches for this one. I loved Uzumaki. I've read it every Halloween since I got it back in 2020 or 2021. I highly recommend it to anyone new to Junji Ito. It's visually amazing and packed with unforgettable stories. Medusa, Jack in the Box, and mosquitoes still get under my skin, but I think it's a little overhyped now. Kind of like Stephen King's It, a great horror story, sure, but it's just everywhere. Overexposed doesn't make it bad, just makes it harder to talk about without everyone having the same hot take. Number 6, Deserter. This collection is really close to my heart. I remember loving 9 out of the 12 stories in my dedicated review of the story when I reviewed it. Scripted Love, Where the Sandman Lives, and Deserter are all standouts to me. The themes, the visuals, it all just worked. If you want some good, emotionally grounded horror with a little psychological twist, Deserter is a great pick. Number 5, Smashed. Smashed. This one's a blast. Earthbound, Roar, and the title story Smash are my top 3 here. Honorable mention to Splendid Shadow Song, which had a unique vibe and really memorable visuals. This collection, like Uzumaki, is great for new readers. Some stories are predictable, yeah, but the hits really outweigh the misses. Number 4, Junji Ito's Cat Diary, Yawn and Moo. Yes, this is a cozy, funny, and strangely relatable story. I'm more of a reptile person myself, but watching Ito adapt to having cats was really heartwarming. The art style still keeps his creepy flair, but it's balanced with humor and vulnerability. Seeing him open up, especially as someone not naturally inclined to pets, or just more of a dog person, just really put a smile on my face. Number 3, Tombs. This collection had such strong variety. Tombs, Slug Girl, Clubhouse, The Strange Tale of the Tunnel, and Bronze Statue all stood out. Every story brought something visually interesting or emotionally haunting to the table. It's a solid choice whether you're new to Ito or coming back for a Halloween reread. Number 2, Frankenstein. Yes, Frankenstein is the title story here, but this whole collection is a gem. There are 6 short stories focused on a male character named Oshikiri, and each one dives deep into isolation, identity, and some really uncomfortable realities. As for Junji Ito's Frankenstein adaptation, it was so good it actually pushed me to read the original Mary Shelley novel. That's how well it worked. With his art style, dark, atmospheric, and perfect for October, the adaptation of Frankenstein by Mr. Ito goes along together like peanut butter and chocolate, which is absolutely delicious. Number 1, Shiver. This was hard to rank, but Shiver earns the top spot here in my opinion. Every story in this 10 story collection brings something chilling to the table. Fashion model cursed frame. Miss Fucci is still burned into my mind after reading the story. The Long Dream and Marionette Mansion were also strong entries. This is Junji Ito at his most refined, where the art and storytelling come together in really powerful and eerie ways. So to sum it all up, one thing I wanted to mention here, I left out Junji Ito's No Longer Human adaptation, not because it's bad, it is incredible, but in the right mind, but because I have limits to how much I want to scare people during the Halloween. So if you're in the right mental headspace, though, I highly recommend reading it. It's heavy but brilliant. And for this list, I really wanted to focus more on Ito's short story collections. They just fit the Halloween vibe better for me. Happy Halloween, everyone. Stay safe, spooky, and wait, who's that behind you? I'm just kidding. I love you all. Again, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the content on this channel. I'm your host, Kite562, signing out, and happy Halloween, everybody. Later.